Sun lover.
Okay. 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 Aaron, can you tell me the 4 chambers of the heart? 4 chambers of the heart.
And 4 chambers are left and right ventricle, left and right atrium.
Okay, atrium and ventricles. We have 2 atria and 2 ventricles. Where is the where are these atria located, Priyadatta? Where do the atria locate in the heart?
Ma'am, upper chamber.
Okay, and the ventricles?
Lower chamber.
They are lower. Okay, so now we can see the other, apart from this atria and ventricles, we also having another things what you call aorta and vena cava. Aorta and vena cava also is a part, but they are the part of the arteries and veins. So they are connected to arteries and veins. Okay, so aorta is the major blood vessel in artery, or major artery, we can say that. Okay, aorta is the major artery. So we will see in that how it is, little more detail about it. In the textbook, it is only is given in a very very minute detail. Only just mention what is aorta, what is vena cava. Okay, so we will see little more detail about it and some notes regarding aorta. Okay, first we will learn what is aorta. Aorta is the largest artery in the body. So what is aorta? Aorta is the largest artery in the body. So you can write the heading aorta. Not in the textbook, but you have to understand what is aorta. Since that picture, in the picture it is given. Aorta is the largest artery in the body. And where does aorta starts? It starts at the top of the left ventricle. It starts at the top of the left ventricle. In the picture, the second picture, you will able to see red in color. That is what we call aorta starting. And in the next picture, you will able to see that directions which is indicating how the blood is going, blood is entering and blood is leaving through atrium and as well as the ventricle. So you can see that from pulmonary artery, the blood enters through this, okay, and then it is enters in the pulmonary artery, reaches the left atrium, and then it comes to the left ventricle. And from there it leaves. There's a small valve over there. From that it enters through the major aorta and leaves it. Similarly, the heart pumps blood from the left ventricle into the aorta through the aortic valve. What does heart does? Heart pumps the blood from the left ventricle into the aorta through the aortic valve. And the aortic valve open and close with each heartbeat to allow one-way flow. So this is whenever the heart valves are closing and opening, that is the time you can feel your lungs are going upward, or the heart is beating upward and backward because of whenever a valve is opening and closing. Okay, that is about aorta. So aorta is the largest. So we are not going much detail to it because when you go to higher class, you will be learn about all that things. This is only to understand what is this aorta means. So aorta is the largest artery in the body. It begins at the top of the left ventricle. And what is that function of aorta? The heart pumps blood from the left ventricle into the aorta through the aortic valve. Now next we are moving on to vena cava. A large vein that carries blood to the heart. Actually, aorta from heart to the other parts, but vena cava means blood to the heart from other areas of the body. Aorta helps to pump the blood from heart to different parts, while vena cava helps carries the blood to the heart from other parts of the body. That means carbon dioxide rich blood. That is the one which is carried out through vena cava. Okay. A large vein that carries blood to the heart from other areas of the body. And the vena cava has two parts, that is superior vena cava and inferior vena cava. Superior vena cava is at the top of top of the heart, and inferior vena cava is the down part. And what is the function between superior vena cava and the inferior vena cava? Superior vena cava carries the blood from the head, neck, arms, and upper chest. So,
Ma'am, I
yes.
come late.
Yeah, okay. Why did you come late? Why did you come late? You have to come on time.
Okay.
So vena cava drains blood from the head, neck, arms. The vena cava's duty means what? Collecting the carbon dioxide rich blood and returning to the heart and to the lungs. And when you breathe out, this carbon dioxide goes out. So the superior vena cava collects the deoxygenated or carbon dioxide rich blood from head, neck, arms, and upper chest. Okay, upper part of our body. Inferior vena cava, from where it will take the blood from the legs, pelvis, and abdomen. All our legs and everything. It is all connected to inferior vena cava. Now all this blood coming from upper part and lower part come together, and it will be transported through veins, and it comes through pulmonary artery and reach to the legs. So that is how, what's the function of vena cava and the aorta. So they are not two things. Aorta and vena cava, they are not two things. Aorta is a part of artery and vena cava is a part of veins. Try to understand, don't get confused with it. Main function of both aorta and vena cava both are the same function of artery and veins. So major artery is aorta, major vein is vena cava. So please try to understand like that. Don't get confused with both of them. So in the first session, we have learned artery carry the oxygen rich blood, and one of the major artery, aorta. Aorta helps to carry oxygen rich blood from heart to two different parts. That is only understanding you have to know. Similarly, veins carry carbon dioxide rich blood from the parts. And who helps them? One of the major vein, vena cava. Are you okay with it? Aorta, artery,
Can you see
vena.
the aorta part?
Aaron?
Can you show the aorta part?
Aorta, okay. I'll show you one video after this, how this heart is functioning with the help of aorta. Okay, everyone completed? Okay, vena cava.
Yes.
And this is only that separate valves. We have already learned there are some valves in the
And
heart.
you will send the notes of this.
I will not be included everything here, okay, because in the textbook not everything is not given, but I'll just give you introduction note, because these all things you are learning in higher classes. What is aorta, what is vena cava, that and all I will give you. So this is something we have already learned, that the heart has so many valves. So these are the some of the valves: tricuspid valve, semilunar valve, both sides are there. Then bicuspid valve, or we call it mitral. So these are the valves. We don't go much detail to it. This picture will give you the location of left atrium, right atrium, left ventricle, and right ventricle. And you can see that this is the heart is coming from heart to the left like this. Okay, and it goes back like this. Similarly, carbon rich, it will come like this and goes. This is carbon rich, the motion of it. Okay, so this is a motion of the oxygen rich blood. So there are two valves here also two valves. Here one valve, the first valve what we call semilunar, this is bicuspid. Here also there is a valve, and here also there is a valve. So entering through one valve and exiting through other valve. So this both valves are not mixing together, so that pure blood and impure blood will not mix together. So that is how. So this is the actually internal structure of the heart. Otherwise, our heart is a very complicated thing. You can see the first picture what I showed you. In this, you see it's a complicated. The veins and as well as artery, they are not like they are not like straight. They are just winding around like a snake. They are in one type of shape. So they are, it's very difficult for us to understand where is artery, where is only this color will indicate that is artery, that is vein. Otherwise, it is our heart is like a complicated structure. Okay, because both artery and vein are winding around each other. They are not separate. Something around S shape. Something around S shape. This also S shape. So that is the function. So this will give you little more detail about the how atrium and left ventricle. And if you can see, now this is the picture of all these things what we have learned so far. Aorta, vena cava, right artery. So this is more complicated picture I can say, because all these things are there. Whatever I showed you separately, now everything is together in this picture. So next thing, heartbeat. Write the heading heartbeat. What do you mean by heartbeat? The walls of the
heart is pumping blood.
pumping blood. When you pump the blood, actually what is happening? Not simply pumping.
Giving us, helping us to live.
That is okay. That is the use of it. Correct. That is the use of it.
Then
So
what are you
actually,
saying?
what is heartbeat? The walls of the chambers of the heart are made up of muscles. So these muscles contract and relax rhythmically. Our heartbeat is formed when the cardiac muscle, you have learned in 5th standard, no? Cardiac muscles, smooth muscles, skeletal muscles. Have you heard about it?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, 5th standard you have learned muscular system. In that you must have learned the muscles which is attached to the heart is known as cardiac muscle, which helps to pump the blood. So our heart is made up of muscles, and through the muscles all these parts are connected. So these muscles contract and relax. Contract means it will shrink and it will be expanding. So this is our heart. So this shrinking and expanding is what we call heartbeat, or we call it pulse rate. Pulse, these are both the same. So the rhythmic contraction followed by its relaxation constitute a heartbeat. How does the pulse formed or heartbeat formed? By the rhythmic contraction followed by its relaxation constitute a heartbeat. So actually valve is opening, and closing. That is making us to heart to beat. Okay. Oxygen rich blood is coming, then carbon rich, that valve closes, then next valve opens and other one closes. So this closing of valves will constitute actually contraction and relaxation. And then it connected to the lungs. Lungs also, when you breathe in, breathe out, it also contract and relaxation. So totally chest cavity, no? Lungs in the chest cavity, heart is in the chest cavity, esophagus in the chest cavity, diaphragm is there. All this together will constitute the function of heart. Okay. Okay, children, I will just show you.
When will you give the note?
And this chapter not yet over. Next class, we will be starting to the next one, that is excretory system. You have two systems. One is blood circulatory system. So blood circulatory system we have completed. So next is what you call excretory system. Before that, there is something what we know about the some animals. Okay, some animals, especially Hydra. So Hydra is a transportation in animals. How Hydra take the blood circulation, a small part only. After that, we will enter into the excretory system in the next class. So I wind up the session with the transportation animals. Majority all animals having the blood circulatory system like that. But some of the small microorganisms like sponges and Hydra. Sponges and Hydra do not possess any circulatory system. They do not possess any circulatory system. And which are the two small microorganisms, sponges and Hydra. Mainly these things are seen in water. The water in which they live brings food and oxygen as it enters their bodies. So since they are living in the water itself will bring their food and as well as oxygen, because they are breathing in the water. So while they breathe in, just like a fish, they absorb the water. Through the water, they will get the oxygen and as well as the food. Food will be the small microorganism which is present in the water. The water carries away waste materials and carbon dioxide as it moves out. So once there, the water will give them oxygen and carbon dioxide also will carried away by the water after they expel the waste materials. Thus, these animals do not need a circulatory fluid like the blood. So they don't have the fluid because they are living in the water, and also the water will help them to give oxygen, food, and water will also take the carbon dioxide waste material from them. And these are microorganisms you can see only through microscopes. Hydra, they have with 2 layers of body cells live in fresh water. Usually Hydra live in fresh water, not stagnant water. Their body is radially symmetric. They have a central cavity through which they take in food. So you can see in this is a picture, this is a central, there's an opening over there through which they take the water and food and expel. Okay, so this is one of the peculiar features, just like you have learned the respiratory system in frog and earthworm. One of the small animal or microorganism like Hydra and sponge. Sponge also have seen in the water. So they don't have the circulatory system. They have only a opening in the center, and through that they will take the water, they will expel the carbon dioxide also. Okay, children. Can I change it, children? So that is the transportation in animals. Okay. Can I change the slide, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So I am winding up the session. Anyone wants, you can write. Otherwise, click the photo. We wind up.
1 minute, ma'am. I will click the photo.
Click the photo. That's enough.
Thank you, ma'am.
In the textbook, it is just mentioned that Hydra only. They are not given much detail. So you have to get this clarity of this transportation Hydra by this. Okay, children. So bye. So I wind up the session. We will meet
Thank you, ma'am.
tomorrow.
Thank
We will
you,
start with the
Thank you,
exclamation.
ma'am. Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.